Hello, this is David from car.cornwall in Penryn. Today we've got a rusty arch to repair on a VW. I hope you enjoy the video. The rust is primarily underneath the arch and it's caused the paint to break away. This is a very common problem because of the sharp edge that's inside there. Stones get thrown up by the tyres, chip the edge and the rust starts. Why don't VW and other manufacturers protect that edge? It's a mystery. I start the repair by removing all the loose material, the paint and the bits of rust breaking free. In order to do a thorough job I've got to get right inside the arch, so I'm going to remove the wheel and then the liner inside. It was a bit of a fiddle as there are actually 17 screws holding the liner in. Ridiculous. Now some masking to protect the areas I don't want to damage. And now I can use my mini grinder to grind away the paint and the rust inside the arch. It's important to get through all the surface rust so you're down to the bare metal as far as possible. Unfortunately, with this kind of damage, the rust does get quite deep into the metal. Jobs like this are undertaken on the basis that the customer is aware that this is not an absolute cure for the rust, but a way to hopefully arrest its development. Phosphoric acid simply converts the rust into something less harmful. After some cleaning I can then fill the minor pinholes that have been left by the rust, ready for sanding. Infrared lamps quickly cure the filler. Once the filler is sanded down I can then go on to preparing the panel for some protection with etch primer. I'm just securing a lump of rubber that's flapping around inside there. I've put some temporary masking on and now I'm going to spray some etch primer right inside onto the metal edges. The primer's dried with infrared lamps and then I finish the masking off ready to apply some rubberised stone guard treatment. I spray this liberally inside and along just the underneath of the arch to give a bit more protection from stone chips in the future. Once dry, this material can be overpainted with the correct colour, so although it looks a little bit lumpy, it is the right colour. And again it all goes under the infrared lamps for curing. Once that temporary masking has been removed, we can have a bit of a clean up, make sure the area is nice and ready for paint. In fact, the first thing that's going to go on there is some 2K primer to give a good base for the paint. So there's some new masking being applied now specifically for this 2K primer. I don't like to see areas inside wheel wells and so on covered in overspray, so I like to put the masking inside there as well. Bit of overkill, but that's me. So now we get a couple of coats of 2K primer on there, dried in between with infrared. Masking is removed and then we can move on to sanding that area ready for the colour coat. Yet more new masking, this time it's for paint and lacquer, so this will be the final level of masking that I do on this job. It's lucky I enjoy masking. And of course, more cleaning. You can never make it clean enough, believe me. There are one or two minor rub throughs, so I treat them with etch primer and then sand that back level ready for the paint. We're ready for the first coat of colour, and in between coats the area gets dried with the blow dryers. Silver paint is quite thin if it doesn't have any colour tints in it, so this takes a few coats to get the primer covered sufficiently that it doesn't show through. The drop coat ensures that the new paint blends perfectly into the old paint. Now we're ready for the first coat of lacquer. After 10 minutes to flash off, we get the second coat of lacquer on, which is the finish coat. The lacquer was dried under infrared lamp, so it's hard enough to remove the masking. The next job is to refit the wheel liner. Somehow I managed to find out where all those 17 screws went. I got a good finish on that job, so there was very little polishing to do. Quick buff over with the denim pad, followed by the fine polish to give it a nice shine. Wheels are back on, so I can get the car out for a wash. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Bye for now.